Beneath the canopy of our modern world lie secrets that time has tried to erase. Cities swallowed by jungle vines. Empires buried beneath desert sands. Civilizations that vanished so completely we forgot they ever existed. But they're still here, waiting, watching, whispering their stories to those brave enough to listen. This is not ancient history gathering dust in museum halls. These are living mysteries, archaeological enigmas that challenge everything we thought we knew about human civilization. From temples aligned with impossible precision to underground cities carved from solid rock, from sunken palaces beneath tropical waters to fortress kingdoms perched on mountain peaks. Some were abandoned in haste, their people fleeing unknown catastrophes. Others were deliberately hidden, their locations guarded by descendants who still remember. A few were never truly lost at all, but simply ignored, dismissed as myths until modern technology proved the legends true. Welcome to Forbidden Kingdoms, where we venture beyond the boundaries of conventional archaeology to explore the lost civilizations hidden in plain sight. These are the places that rewrite textbooks, the discoveries that make experts reconsider timelines, the ruins that ask more questions than they answer. Prepare yourself. What you're about to witness will challenge your understanding of human history itself. Let us begin. Realms beneath the sand, Derinkuyu, the underground empire. Deep beneath the rolling hills of Cappadocia, Turkey, lies a city that shouldn't exist. Derinkuyu descends 18 stories into the earth, carved entirely from soft volcanic rock by hands unknown. This wasn't a simple shelter. This was an engineered marvel capable of housing 20,000 people, complete with ventilation shafts that still function, wells that reach impossible depths, and massive stone doors that could only be operated from inside. The city contained wine cellars, stables for livestock, chapels carved with precision, and communal gathering spaces. But here's what haunts researchers. The deepest levels remain unexplored. Passages continue downward into darkness, blocked by rockfalls that may be natural or may have been intentional. Some archaeologists believe Derinkuyu connects to other underground cities through tunnels stretching for miles beneath the Turkish countryside. Who built this subterranean kingdom? The Hittites, the Phrygians, earlier civilizations lost to record? And more importantly, what were they hiding from? What threat forced thousands of people to abandon the sunlight and live like moles in the earth? The stone doors, designed to seal from within, suggest they weren't hiding treasure. They were hiding themselves, from what we may never know. Petra, the rose-red city of secrets. The Nabateans called it Rakhmu. Today we know it as Petra, the rose-red city half as old as time. But despite its fame, despite the thousands of tourists who walk through the Sick each year, Petra jealously guards its deepest secrets. Only 15% of the city has been excavated. The rest remains buried beneath centuries of sand and rubble, waiting for resources and technology to catch up with ambition. The treasury, that iconic facade carved into pink sandstone, is merely the entrance. Behind it, tunnels wind into the mountain, their purposes still debated. But Petra's greatest mystery isn't what we've found, it's what we haven't. Advanced hydraulic engineering systems that controlled flash floods, cisterns and channels that transformed a desert valley into a thriving metropolis, evidence of trade networks extending to China, Rome, and beyond. The Nabateans vanished after the Romans annexed their kingdom. Their writing system died with them, their engineering knowledge lost. The question that haunts archaeologists: what else did they hide in the hundreds of caves and structures still buried in the surrounding cliffs? Recent ground-penetrating radar has revealed massive structures beneath the sand near the monastery. Excavation hasn't begun. We don't know what's down there, but we know it's huge. Derinkuю's western cousin, underground Turkey. Derinkuyu isn't alone. Across Cappadocia, archaeologists have identified over 200 underground cities. Some small, some vast. Most remain unexcavated, their entrances blocked or forgotten. Kaymakli descends 8 levels, housing 5,000 people. Ozganak protected 60,000 souls behind sophisticated defense systems. Mazi, Ozlus, Tatlarin, each with unique features, each raising new questions. But the most disturbing discovery came in 2014. Workers renovating houses in Nevşehir discovered passages beneath their homes. The passages led to chambers. The chambers led to tunnels. The tunnels led to the largest underground city ever found. This new discovery, still being mapped, may dwarf Derinkuyu. Preliminary surveys suggest it could have housed over 65,000 people. It spreads beneath a significant portion of the modern city. Residents have been walking over it for generations, completely unaware of the hollow world beneath their feet. How many more underground kingdoms remain undiscovered? How many lie beneath our cities, our homes, our feet right now, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves? The lost city of Ubar. The Quran called it Iram of the Pillars. The Bedouins called it the Atlantis of the Sands. Scholars called it a legend until 1992, when satellites proved them wrong. Ubar, the frankincense trading hub that controlled the Arabian Peninsula's wealth, vanished sometime around 300 CE. Not gradually, not to invasion, but suddenly, catastrophically. The city, according to legend, was swallowed by the desert in divine punishment for its people's arrogance. NASA's Space Shuttle Challenger carried radar capable of penetrating sand. Scientists used it to map ancient trade routes across Oman's empty quarter. The routes converged on a single point. Excavation revealed limestone caves that had collapsed, swallowing the city built above them. But here's where legend and archaeology blur disturbingly. The collapse was sudden, total, and matched the legendary timeline. Buildings fell into the sinkhole intact. The city died in an instant. What remains visible is merely the rim of the crater. The bulk of Ubar lies deeper, preserved in sand and darkness. Excavation continues sporadically, limited by the remote location and harsh conditions. What treasures lie in the deeper levels? What records, what artifacts, what secrets about the frankincense trade that enriched Rome and Egypt? The desert keeps its secrets well. Timgad, Rome's forgotten African gem. In the Ores Mountains of Algeria stands a Roman city so perfectly preserved, so completely intact, that walking its streets feels like time travel. Timgad, built by Emperor Trajan in 100 CE, was buried by Saharan sand for over 1,000 years. The sand that conquered it also protected it. When excavation began in 1881, archaeologists found a snapshot of Roman urban planning. the grid system intact, the forum complete, the amphitheater waiting for spectators who would never come. Even the latrines survived, their social seating arrangements perfectly preserved. But Timgad raises uncomfortable questions about how quickly civilizations can vanish. This was a thriving city of 15,000 people with all the amenities of Roman life. Baths, temples, a library, a theater. Then the empire fell, the people fled or died, and the desert erased it from human memory within a generation. What makes Timgad truly forbidden isn't its ruins, it's its accessibility or lack thereof. Political instability has closed the site repeatedly. Looters have stolen artifacts. The ancient stones crack under temperature extremes, while bureaucracy and conflict prevent adequate preservation. We found this lost civilization. We may lose it again. The Kingdom of Kush, Africa's forgotten empire. For 3,000 years, the Kingdom of Kush dominated the Nile Valley, building pyramids that outnumber Egypt's, controlling gold mines that enriched Mediterranean civilizations, and fielding armies that conquered even the pharaohs. Yet somehow, this superpower vanished from our collective memory. Over 200 pyramids rise from the Sudanese desert at Meroe, steeper and more numerous than their Egyptian cousins. Beneath them lie royal tombs plundered in antiquity but still containing clues to a sophisticated culture that developed its own writing system, smelted iron before Rome existed, and maintained trade networks reaching to India. The Kushites conquered Egypt, ruling as the 25th dynasty. They restored temples, revived ancient traditions, and defended Egypt against Assyrian invasion. Then they retreated south, maintaining their kingdom for another 1,000 years before mysteriously disappearing from history. Recent excavations reveal why we forgot them. They were deliberately erased. The Egyptians, embarrassed by foreign rule, defaced Kushite monuments. Later civilizations built over their cities. Colonial archaeology ignored African achievements, attributing Kushite accomplishments to Egyptian influence. Now, finally, the Kingdom of Kush is emerging from historical obscurity. Each excavation reveals new wonders: temples filled with gold, workshops producing steel, inscriptions in a language we're only beginning to decipher. But most of Kush remains buried, most of its cities unexcavated, most of its story untold. How many other African empires have we forgotten? How many civilizations lie beneath our prejudices, waiting for acknowledgement? Jungle kingdoms reclaimed. Angkor, the hydraulic empire. For centuries, Cambodian villagers knew about the temple in the forest. They worshipped there, held ceremonies there, wondered at the faces carved into its towers. But the full extent of Angkor, the largest pre-industrial city on Earth, remained hidden beneath jungle canopy until recently. Angkor Wat is merely the centerpiece. The real marvel is the city itself, over 400 square miles of temples, reservoirs, roads, and canals supporting a population of 750,000 people. This wasn't just a city. This was a hydraulic civilization that managed monsoon flooding through sophisticated engineering. LiDAR technology, which uses lasers to penetrate jungle cover, revealed the truth in 2015. Beneath the trees lay an urban landscape of stunning complexity, perfectly aligned city blocks, neighborhood temples, water management systems that rival modern infrastructure. Angkor wasn't just bigger than we thought. It was fundamentally different. The reservoirs, called barays, weren't just for water storage. They were engineered to symbolize the cosmic ocean, surrounded by temple mountains representing Mount Meru. The Khmer didn't just build a city. They built a cosmological diagram in stone and water. But here's the mystery. This magnificent civilization collapsed. The water systems failed or were abandoned. The population dispersed. By the time European explorers arrived, the jungle had reclaimed everything except the main temples. What happened? Climate change? Hydraulic failure? Social collapse? Recent research suggests the answer is all three. The same elaborate water systems that enabled Angkor's greatness became its downfall when monsoon patterns shifted. The infrastructure couldn't adapt. The civilization couldn't survive. Thousands of structures remain unexcavated, strangled by roots and vines. Each reveals new facets of Khmer genius. Each raises new questions about how empires rise and fall. Tikal, city of Mayan voices. 5 towering pyramids pierce the Guatemalan jungle canopy, visible from miles away. Beneath them, invisible beneath vegetation, spreads a metropolis of 90,000 people that dominated Central America for centuries. Tikal was power. Tikal was wealth. Tikal was prestige. Its rulers conquered rivals, controlled trade routes, and built monuments that still inspire awe. The Temple of the Great Jaguar, the Temple of Masks, the Lost World Complex, each demonstrating mathematical and astronomical knowledge that challenges assumptions about pre-Columbian civilization. But Tikal's greatest secrets aren't in its pyramids. They're in its undiscovered structures. LiDAR surveys in 2018 revealed that only a fraction of Tikal has been excavated. The jungle hides thousands of buildings, causeways connecting distant plazas, defensive earthworks suggesting warfare more extensive than previously imagined. The Maya didn't vanish, despite popular mythology, but their cities did empty. Tikal's population dispersed around 900 CE during what archaeologists call the classic Maya collapse. Drought, warfare, deforestation, political instability, probably all of these, in a cascading failure that saw mighty cities abandoned within decades. What makes Tikal forbidden isn't just its physical remoteness, it's the challenge it presents to our understanding of collapse. How does a civilization this advanced, this powerful, this knowledgeable simply walk away from centuries of architectural achievement? The jungle keeps its secrets, but LiDAR is revealing them, structure by structure, pyramid by pyramid. Palenque, the Jade Kingdom. In the foothills of the Chiapas highlands, surrounded by waterfalls and mist, lies Palenque, the most elegant of Maya cities. Its architecture flows with organic grace unusual in Mesoamerican design. Its rulers left detailed records of their dynasties. Its temples contain some of the finest Maya art ever created. The Temple of Inscriptions held the tomb of Kinich Janab Pakal, buried with a jade death mask of exquisite craftsmanship. His sarcophagus lid, carved with intricate scenes, has inspired everything from archaeological fascination to ancient astronaut theories. The truth is strange enough without aliens. Pakal ruled for 68 years, transforming Palenque from regional power to artistic center. But Palenque's mystery isn't Pakal's tomb, it's what surrounds it. Only 10% of the city has been excavated. The rest remains buried in jungle so dense that structures 10 feet away disappear completely. Recent surveys suggest Palenque is 3 times larger than previously mapped. The city's water management system rivals Angkor's sophistication: pressurized aqueducts, subterranean channels, decorative fountains in residential areas. The Maya here didn't just manage water, they celebrated it, incorporated it into daily life with engineering that wouldn't be matched in Europe for centuries. Why did they abandon it? Palenque's collapse came earlier than Tikal's, around 800 CE. Inscriptions cease, construction stops. Within a generation, the jungle swallowed palaces that took centuries to build. The ruins we see represent a fraction of what existed. The ruins we don't see may rewrite our understanding of Maya civilization entirely. Caracol, the Belize superpower. In the Maya world, Tikal was New York. Caracol was Los Angeles, rival, distant, ambitious, and perhaps more powerful. Buried in the Belizean jungle, Caracol was larger than Tikal, controlled more territory, and defeated its rival in open warfare. The conquest is recorded in stone. Caracol's Lord Water defeated Tikal's ruler in 562 CE, triggering a century-long hiatus in Tikal's monument construction. This wasn't a border skirmish. This was regime change, the defeat of a superpower by an upstart rival. At its height, Caracol housed 120,000 people across 70 square miles. Its agricultural terraces turned hillsides into farmland. Its causeways connected distant neighborhoods. Its astronomical observatory tracked celestial events with precision. Then it vanished from history. The city was abandoned. The jungle reclaimed it. When archaeologists rediscovered Caracol in 1938, they found the tallest structure in Belize still standing. Ka'anani, the Sky Palace, a pyramid complex housing royal residences and temples. But Ka'anani is merely the visible tip. Most of Caracol remains unexcavated, buried under centuries of vegetation. LiDAR surveys reveal a city even larger than suspected, with structures extending far beyond the Botsia's ceremonial center. What happened to Caracol? Why did a city that defeated mighty Tekle itself collapse? Climate, warfare, internal revolt? The stones don't say. The jungle doesn't tell. El Mirador, the pre-classic megalopolis. Deep in the Guatemalan Petén, virtually inaccessible except by helicopter or days-long trek through jungle, lies El Mirador, a city that rewrites Maya chronology. This wasn't a classic Maya city. This was earlier, much earlier. El Mirador flourished from 600 BCE to 100 CE during the pre-classic period when the Maya supposedly hadn't yet developed urban civilization. Yet here stands La Danta, one of the largest pyramids in the world by volume, rivaling Egypt's Great Pyramid in sheer mass. This challenges everything. The Maya didn't gradually develop urban civilization. They burst onto the scene fully formed, building monumental architecture before Rome conquered Gaul, before the birth of Christ, before the classic Maya civilization that everyone knows about. El Mirador isn't alone. Recent surveys have identified dozens of pre-classic cities in the region, all connected by raised causeways called Sakbiub, all featuring massive pyramids, all abandoned mysteriously around 100 CE. What happened? Why did this early Maya civilization collapse? And why did the Maya rebuild centuries later rather than continuously occupying these sites? The answers remain buried. El Mirador's remoteness protects it from looting, but also prevents extensive excavation. Each season reveals new wonders: massive stucco masks, elite residences, evidence of long-distance trade. Each season raises new questions about how urban civilization began in the Americas. The jungle has hidden El Mirador for 2 millennia. It won't give up its secrets easily. Islands of Mystery. Nan Madol, the Venice of the Pacific. Off the coast of Pohnpei in Micronesia, a city rises from the reef. Not built on land, but constructed entirely on artificial islets, Nan Madol consists of nearly 100 artificial islands created from basalt boulders and coral, connected by canals that earned it the nickname Venice of the Pacific. But Nan Madol is far stranger than Venice. The basalt columns, some weighing 50 tons, were quarried from a site on the opposite side of the island and transported by unknown means across open ocean. They were then stacked in crisscross patterns called headers and stretchers, creating walls up to 25 feet high. The Saudeleur dynasty built this megalithic wonder between 1200 and 1500 CE as a ceremonial and administrative center. The ruling class lived on the islets, separated from commoners on the main island by water and tradition. Priests performed rituals in temple complexes. The dead were entombed in massive vaults. Then the Saudeleur fell, conquered by Isoklekel, a semi-legendary warrior. The new dynasty abandoned Nan Madol. The canals silted up, mangroves invaded. The city became taboo, haunted, forbidden. Today, Nan Madol is slowly sinking. The artificial islands, undermined by waves and weather, are collapsing. The megaliths topple into lagoons. UNESCO designated it a World Heritage Site in danger, but preservation efforts face enormous challenges: remoteness, limited resources, and the site's sheer scale. What secrets lie in Nan Madol's submerged portions? What artifacts wait in the canals? What records of the Saudeleur might explain how they moved 50-ton stones without wheels, metal tools, or draft animals? The Pacific is patient. It will reclaim what humans built. Unless we act fast, Nan Madol's mysteries will sink forever beneath the waves. Easter Island, the quarry's secret. Everyone knows the moai, the enigmatic stone heads that gaze inland across Rapa Nui. But the real mystery isn't why they were carved or how they were moved. The real mystery is in the quarry. At Rano Raraku, nearly 400 moai remain in various stages of completion, some barely begun, others ready for transport. One, El Gigante, stretches 72 feet long, unfinished in the volcanic tuff. Something stopped the carvers mid-work. Tools were abandoned. Projects were halted. The island's population, which may have reached 15,000 at its peak, collapsed to a few thousand. By the time Europeans arrived, the islanders had forgotten how to carve moai, how to move them, why their ancestors created them. What happened? The traditional narrative blames ecological collapse. The islanders deforested the island, destroying their resource base. Recent research complicates this story. Climate change, European diseases, Peruvian slavers all contributed to Rapa Nui's tragedy. But here's what haunts researchers: the sudden abandonment. Something made the carvers stop mid-project and never return. Not gradual decline, abrupt cessation, as if everyone realized simultaneously that the effort was pointless. New excavations revealed that the moai aren't just heads. They have bodies buried up to their shoulders in volcanic sediment. These bodies bear carvings, tattoos, belt designs, anatomical details that transform our understanding of what the moai represented. The island still holds secrets: caves containing rongo-rongo tablets, an undeciphered writing system found nowhere else, ceremonial sites whose purposes remain debated, evidence of pre-European contact with South America. Rapa Nui's story isn't finished. Each excavation adds new chapters to a narrative we thought we understood. Yonaguni, the underwater pyramid. Beneath the waves off Japan's Ryukyu Islands lies a structure that shouldn't exist. The Yonaguni Monument, discovered in 1987 by dive tour operator Kihachiro Aratake, resembles a stepped pyramid with flat terraces, right angles, and what appear to be carved symbols. Is it natural? Some geologists argue that the sandstone's regular fracture patterns created the geometric appearance. Is it man-made? Other researchers point to features unlikely to form naturally: parallel grooves, apparent stairs, right-angle corners, possible carved figures. The debate has raged for decades. If natural, Yonaguni is an incredible geological oddity. If man-made, it rewrites Japanese prehistory. The structure, if artificial, would have been built during the last ice age when sea levels were lower and Yonaguni was connected to mainland Asia. But here's why the debate matters. If Yonaguni is man-made, it suggests complex civilization existed in East Asia 10,000 years ago or earlier. This predates the oldest known civilizations by millennia. It challenges fundamental assumptions about human cultural development. The structure features what appear to be a main gate, terraces suitable for gathering, and a formation resembling a human face. Whether these are carved or water eroded remains contested. Recent expeditions have found similar structures nearby, all at depths corresponding to Ice Age sea levels. If these are artificial, they represent not a single anomaly but evidence of a lost coastal civilization drowned by rising seas. The ocean keeps its secrets. Yonaguni may answer questions we haven't learned to ask yet. Dwarka, Krishna's drowned kingdom. Hindu scripture describes Dwarka, the magnificent capital of Lord Krishna, swallowed by the Arabian Sea after Krishna's death. For millennia, this was dismissed as mythology. Then, underwater archaeologists discovered it was real. Off India's western coast, beneath 30 feet of water, lies an ancient city. Walls, buildings, a grid system, stone anchors, pottery. Radiocarbon dating suggests parts of the site are over 9,000 years old, making it one of the oldest known urban settlements. The discovery validates legendary history while raising new questions. Was this Krishna's Dwarka, or an earlier city that inspired the legends? The architecture suggests sophisticated urban planning. The location matches scriptural descriptions. The timing of submersion aligns with sea level rise following the last ice age. But here's what makes Dwarka truly significant. It suggests that Indian civilization is far older than traditionally assumed. Most history books date Indian urbanization to the Indus Valley civilization around 3000 BCE. Dwarka predates this by 6,000 years. Underwater excavation is challenging, expensive, and dangerous. Currents are strong. Visibility is poor. Most of the site remains unexplored. Each season brings new discoveries: seals, sculptures, structural foundations. Each discovery pushes Indian civilization deeper into prehistory. How many other legendary cities are real? How many myths preserve actual historical memories? How much of human history lies beneath the waves, drowned by rising seas at the end of the Ice Age? Dwarka suggests the answer might be more than we ever imagined. The Bimini Road, Atlantis in the Bahamas. In 1968, zoologist J. Manson Valentine discovered what appeared to be a stone road beneath shallow waters near Bimini Island. The formation consists of rectangular limestone blocks arranged in linear patterns stretching over half a mile. Is it man-made? Natural? The debate mirrors Yonaguni. Geologists argue that the blocks are beach rock, formed naturally when carbonate precipitates cement beach sediments. Fringe archaeologists claim it's evidence of Atlantis or pre-Columbian Atlantic civilization. Scientific consensus leans toward natural formation. But questions remain. Why are the blocks so uniform? Why do they form linear patterns? Why do some blocks show apparent tool marks? The Bimini Road matters not because of what it is, but because of what it represents. Our desperation to find lost civilizations, our willingness to see patterns in nature, our hope that myths preserve reality. Recent studies of the formation suggest it's approximately 2,000 to 3,000 years old, far too recent for Atlantis. But the area shows evidence of human activity dating back much further. Stone tools, pottery fragments, evidence of settlement on what were once dry land. The real mystery of Bimini isn't whether a road exists, it's what else lies beneath Caribbean waters, drowned when glaciers melted and seas rose. How many actual settlements are down there, mistaken for natural formations or simply undiscovered? The ocean has swallowed thousands of miles of coastline, with it, millennia of human history. Some of it we'll find, most of it never. Mountain Kingdoms. Machu Picchu, the invisible city. Perched on a mountain ridge between two peaks shrouded in cloud forest, Machu Picchu remained unknown to the outside world until 1911. But discovery is the wrong word. Local people knew about it, they visited it, they farmed the terraces. Hiram Bingham didn't discover Machu Picchu, he publicized it. What Bingham found defies easy explanation. This wasn't a city. The population probably never exceeded 1,000. This wasn't a fortress, despite its defensive position. This was something else. An estate, a retreat, a ceremonial center built for Inca Emperor Pachacuti. The construction remains astounding. Granite blocks fitted so precisely that mortar wasn't needed. Buildings designed to flex during earthquakes. Water systems that still function after 5 centuries. Astronomical alignments marking solstices and equinoxes. But Machu Picchu's greatest mystery is why the Spanish never found it. The Inca abandoned the site during the Spanish conquest, but it wasn't destroyed or looted. It simply faded from outside knowledge, preserved by isolation and jungle growth. Recent surveys reveal that Machu Picchu is just one site in a complex of Inca settlements along this mountain ridge. Roads connect it to other ruins. Terraces extend for miles. What we call Machu Picchu may be merely the visible portion of something much larger. And here's the disturbing part. Erosion is accelerating. Tourist footsteps wear down stone stairs. Landslides threaten retaining walls, the very elements that preserved Machu Picchu. Isolation, cloud forest, mountain location now threaten its survival as climate change brings more extreme weather. We may have only decades to study this wonder before nature reclaims it. Takht-i Soliman, the Fire Temple. On an Iranian plateau surrounded by volcanic mountains, a fortified complex rises around a bottomless lake. Takht-i Soliman, the throne of Solomon, served as the spiritual heart of the Sasanian Empire for over 4 centuries. This was no ordinary temple. This was the site where Persian emperors received divine coronation, where Zoroastrian fire priests maintained sacred flames, where the eternal battle between light and darkness played out in ritual and ceremony. The lake at the center, fed by artesian springs, was considered the source of all waters on earth. Its depths were believed bottomless, connecting to the underworld. Prisoners who displeased the emperor were allegedly thrown into its waters, never to surface again. Recent archaeological surveys reveal Takht-i Soliman is far older than the Sasanians. The site shows continuous occupation, stretching back to the Iron Age, possibly earlier. Layer upon layer of construction suggests this was a sacred site for multiple civilizations, each building atop the ruins of its predecessors. Why? What makes this particular plateau special? The artesian springs, the volcanic landscape, some quality we can no longer perceive. The Sasanian fire temple burned continuously for 400 years. When the Arabs conquered Persia, introducing Islam, they extinguished the flames. The priests fled or converted. The complex fell into ruin. But excavation reveals secrets. Stucco decorations of incredible delicacy, Floor mosaics depicting scenes from Persian mythology, evidence of far-reaching trade networks, and always the bottomless lake, its true depth still unknown despite modern diving equipment. Some mysteries resist technology, some remain forbidden even when we can see them clearly. Choqquequirao, the cradle of gold. High in the Peruvian Andes, requiring a brutal 2-day hike to reach, lies Choqquequirao, Machu Picchu's larger, more remote sibling. Only 30% has been excavated. The rest remains strangled by vegetation, known but unexplored due to the site's extreme inaccessibility. What we've uncovered is staggering. The site covers over 4,000 acres across multiple elevations. Terraced hillsides demonstrate agricultural engineering beyond Machu Picchu. The ceremonial center features buildings of exceptional quality. Stone llamas, unique to Choqquequirao, parade across retaining walls. But Choqquequirao's significance extends beyond architecture. This was a royal estate, possibly the last refuge of Inca resistance against Spanish conquest. Manco Inca Yupanqui, leader of the Neo-Inca state, may have used Choqquequirao as a base for guerrilla warfare against the conquistadors. If true, this remote citadel represents the last gasp of independent Inca civilization, a fortress kingdom that held out for decades after Cusco fell. The site's remoteness protected it from Spanish discovery and modern looting. It also prevents extensive excavation. Every tool, every worker, every supply must be carried in by foot or mule. There is no easy access. There never will be. Plans for a cable car have been debated for years, promising to make Choqquequirao as accessible as Machu Picchu. Archaeologists are divided. Easier access means better excavation and study. It also means more damage, more tourists, more strain on fragile ruins. For now, Choqquequirao remains relatively forbidden, protected by its own remoteness. The mountains guard secrets they're not ready to reveal. Sigiriya, the fortress in the sky. From the Sri Lankan jungle rises a column of rock 600 feet high, its summit crowned with palace ruins. Sigiriya, the Lion Rock, served as royal capital for just 11 years, but those years produced an architectural marvel that challenges understanding. King Kashyapa, who murdered his father and seized the throne, built his palace atop this monolithic rock in the late 5th century. To reach it, visitors must climb through the mouth of an enormous lion carved into the rock face. Only the lion's paws survive today, but descriptions suggest the original was terrifying in its scale and artistry. The Summit Palace, though ruined, reveals sophisticated engineering. Water gardens, the oldest landscaped gardens in the world, still function according to original hydraulic principles. Frescoes of celestial maidens, painted in colors that remain vibrant after 15 centuries, adorn a sheltered rock gallery. Mirror walls, polished so smooth that the king could see his reflection, bear ancient graffiti from visitors 1,000 years ago. But Sigiriya's mystery isn't its construction. It's the question of paranoia versus practicality. Was this fortress necessary? Or was Kashyapa's guilt so overwhelming that he built an impregnable palace to keep his nightmares at bay? History suggests the latter. After 11 years, Kashyapa's half-brother returned with an army. Kashyapa descended from his sky fortress to meet them in battle. He lost. He killed himself. Sigiriya was abandoned, converted to a Buddhist monastery, eventually forgotten. The jungle reclaimed it until British colonial archaeologists rediscovered it in the 19th century. Even now, most visitors see only the summit. The complex extends far beyond the rock itself. Moated compounds, pleasure gardens, boulder gardens where monks meditated in caves. Recent surveys using drones and LiDAR reveal structures we've never excavated, additions to a site we thought we fully understood. Petra continuation, the monastery. We return to Petra because one structure deserves its own attention. Add Deer, the monastery. Carved into a cliff face requiring an 800-step climb to reach, this massive tomb dwarfs even the treasury, the monastery measures 160 feet wide and 148 feet high. Its purpose remains debated. Tomb, temple, meeting hall? The interior, a single chamber devoid of decoration, provides no clues. The massive urn carved into the facade hints at funeral purposes, but the scale suggests something grander. From the plateau in front of the monastery, visitors can see across Jordan's desert landscape for miles. Was this intentional? Was the view part of the structure's purpose? Were ceremonies held here to connect earth and sky? Recent expeditions have discovered structures beyond the monastery, further up the mountain. Altars, carved steps, platforms whose purposes remain unknown. Each suggests that what we see is merely the public face of something deeper, more mysterious. The Nabateans left us monuments but few explanations. Their writing reveals trade agreements, property disputes, mundane administrative records. But their beliefs, their rituals, their reasons for carving temples into mountainsides, these remain hidden, forbidden by time itself. Cities of sand and stone, Persepolis, the burning throne. Alexander the Great burned Persepolis in 330 BCE, destroying the ceremonial capital of the Persian Empire in an act of revenge or drunken impulse, depending on which historical account you believe. The flames consumed wooden roofs and decorations, but the stone remained, preserving one of antiquity's most magnificent architectural achievements. Persepolis wasn't just a city. It was a statement. Built by Darius the Great and his successors, the complex served as the stage for Nowruz celebrations, where representatives from across the empire brought tribute to the King of Kings. The reliefs that survive show these processions. Babylonians with textiles, Egyptians with gold, Scythians with horses, all ascending the grand stairway to acknowledge Persian supremacy. The Apadana Palace could hold 10,000 people under its cedar roof, supported by columns 60 feet high. The Gate of All Nations welcomed visitors with massive winged bulls. The treasury stored wealth from across the known world. The private quarters of the royal family demonstrated luxury beyond imagination. But Persepolis hides secrets beneath its ruins. Recent excavations in the treasury revealed tablets written in Elamite, recording transactions, inventories, and rations for workers. These mundane documents illuminate daily life in ways the grand monuments never could. What else lies buried? The complex covers 125,000 square meters, only partially excavated. Ground-penetrating radar suggests structures we haven't uncovered, tunnels connecting buildings, storage facilities still sealed. The fire that destroyed Persepolis also preserved it, collapsing roofs that sealed chambers from looters. What artifacts remain in those sealed rooms? What records, what treasures, what evidence of Persian greatness? Hatra, the fortress that defied Rome. In the Iraqi desert stands Hatra, a fortress city that achieved the impossible. It defeated Roman armies twice. The Parthian city, with its massive walls and innovative defensive towers, repelled sieges by Trajan in 117 CE and Septimius Severus in 199 CE. How did a desert city defeat the world's greatest military power? The answer lies in Hatra's unique combination of architecture and geography. The double walls, reinforced with over 160 towers, created killing fields for defenders. The desert location meant besieging armies struggled with supply lines. The diverse population, including Arabs, Aramaeans, and Greeks, provided knowledge of multiple warfare styles. But Hatra's true strength was cultural, not military. As a trading hub and religious center sacred to the sun god Shamash, the city maintained neutrality through spiritual authority. Attacking Hatra meant offending the gods, a risk even emperors hesitated to take. The city finally fell to the Sasanians in 241 CE, not through siege but through treachery. A Persian prince bribed Hatra's daughter into betraying her father. The walls were breached from within. Today, Hatra stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, though recent conflicts have threatened its preservation. ISIS damaged some structures before being driven out. Looting and neglect continue to take their toll. What makes Hatra forbidden isn't its location but its vulnerability. We rediscovered this marvel, survived 2,000 years through desert isolation, only to potentially lose it to modern conflict and neglect. Palmyra, the bride of the desert. Palmyra, the oasis city that connected Rome to Persia, has endured multiple conquests, multiple destructions, and multiple resurrections. Its monumental arch, its colonnaded streets, its tower tombs all testify to a city that thrived on being the crossroads of civilizations. Queen Zenobia made Palmyra an empire in the 3rd century, conquering Egypt and challenging Rome itself. Her rebellion failed, but her legend endures, the warrior queen who dared to make a desert city the center of the world. But Palmyra's story doesn't end with Zenobia's defeat. The city survived, diminished but inhabited, through Byzantine, Islamic, and Ottoman rule. The ancient temples became mosques, fortresses, homes. The site remained alive, evolving, adapting. Then came ISIS. In 2015, militants captured Palmyra and systematically destroyed monuments they deemed idolatrous. The Temple of Bel, standing for 2,000 years, was obliterated. The Arch of Triumph, the Tower of Elibel, reduced to rubble. But here's what makes Palmyra a forbidden kingdom. Even destroyed, it endures. Archaeologists are using 3D scans made before the destruction to plan reconstruction. Local communities refuse to let their heritage die. The desert that witnessed Palmyra's rise won't allow its final fall. Recent excavations in areas ISIS didn't reach reveal structures unknown before. A large public building, possibly a market or meeting hall. New tombs in the Valley of the Butt. Tombs. Evidence that Palmyra extended far beyond the colonnade we know. The city that connected empires still connects us. To our past, to the fragility of heritage, to the resilience of human creativity. The Nabatean Network. Beyond Petra. Petra wasn't alone. The Nabateans controlled a network of cities across Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and beyond. Each was a marvel of desert engineering. Each is now largely forgotten. Hegra, in modern Saudi Arabia, features tombs as magnificent as Petra's, carved into sandstone cliffs with facades showing Hellenistic influence. Unlike Petra, Hegra preserves inscriptions that date its tombs precisely, providing rare chronological anchors for Nabatean history. The site opened to tourists only in 2019, previously restricted due to its location in conservative Saudi Arabia. What we're finding challenges assumptions. The Nabateans were more widespread, more sophisticated, more connected to distant cultures than previously believed. Shifta, in Israel's Negev desert, demonstrates Nabatean ability to create cities in impossibly arid environments. The ruins preserve Byzantine churches built atop earlier Nabatean structures, showing cultural continuity and religious transformation. Water systems at Shifta channeled every drop of rainfall into cisterns, supporting a population that shouldn't have been able to survive. The technology was so effective that modern Israelis study it to address contemporary water scarcity. What other Nabatean cities remain undiscovered? How many lie beneath modern settlements, their existence hinted at by carved stones reused in later construction? How much of their engineering knowledge died with them? The desert, which preserved what we found, also hides what we haven't. Each Bedouin camp might sit atop ruins. Each wadi might conceal cisterns. The sands protect and conceal simultaneously. Aksum, the Ark's guardians. In the highlands of Ethiopia stands Aksum, capital of an empire that rivaled Rome, Persia, and China. From the 1st to 7th century CE, the Aksumite Empire controlled Red Sea trade, minted its own coins, and converted to Christianity before most of Europe. The Church of Our Lady. Mary of Zion, according to Ethiopian Orthodox tradition, houses the Ark of the Covenant, brought from Jerusalem by Menelik I, son of Solomon and Sheba. One guardian monk, chosen for life, watches over the Ark in a chapel no outsider may enter. Is the Ark really there? The guardian says yes. The church says yes. Believers say yes. But no outside verification is permitted. No archaeologist will ever examine it. No scientist will ever test it. This is faith's ultimate forbidden kingdom, a secret protected not by jungle or sand, but by belief itself. But Aksum offers mysteries beyond the Ark. The site features dozens of towering stelae, carved from single blocks of granite and erected as burial markers for royalty. The largest, now fallen and broken, would have stood 108 feet high and weighed 500 tons. How did Aksumites quarry, transport, and erect these monoliths with ancient technology? Underground tombs beneath the stelae reveal sophisticated burial practices, multiple chambers, stone sarcophagi, grave goods including coins minted in Aksum, showing the kingdom's wealth and power. Recent excavations have uncovered a massive palace complex, showing that what's visible above ground represents a fraction of ancient Aksum. Each season brings new discoveries, more tombs, more structures, more evidence of a civilization that deserves recognition alongside Rome and Persia. But much remains buried. Most remains unstudied. Ethiopian archaeology suffers from limited funding and political instability. The secrets Aksum holds may remain hidden for generations. Subterranean empires. Cappadocia's hidden depths. We return to Cappadocia because the underground cities are just the beginning. Beneath the fairy chimneys and rock-cut churches lies a subterranean network so extensive that we've only begun to map it. Recent discoveries include tunnels connecting cities previously thought isolated. A network of passages linking Derinkuyu to Kaimakli has been confirmed, with evidence of further connections to other sites. This suggests the underground realm wasn't separate cities, but a unified network, an underground highway system where people could travel for miles without surfacing. Why build such a network? Defense against invaders is the standard explanation, but the engineering required suggests something more. Some tunnels feature sophisticated ventilation, others show evidence of long-term habitation. Chapels carved into solid rock demonstrate religious devotion. One theory gaining traction: the network wasn't built all at once. It accumulated over millennia, with each civilization adding levels, expanding passages, connecting sites. The deepest levels might be older than we imagine, much older. Carbon dating of organic materials found in sealed chambers suggests some sections date to the Bronze Age or earlier. If confirmed, this would mean people were carving underground cities 3,000 years before the commonly accepted dates. But verification is difficult. Many passages remain unexplored, blocked by rockfalls or deliberately sealed. Opening them risks collapse. Not opening them means leaving questions unanswered. The ground beneath Turkey holds more secrets than we've yet admitted. How deep do the cities go? How far do they extend? What are we walking over right now, completely unaware? The Catacombs of Paris. Beneath the streets of Paris, 200 miles of tunnels wind through former limestone quarries, lined with the bones of 6 million people. The catacombs began as a practical solution to overflowing cemeteries, but became something else entirely: an ossuary arranged with artistic precision. Femurs and skulls form walls with decorative patterns. Inscriptions in Latin and French meditate on mortality. Chambers bear names suggesting purpose: the Crypt of Passion, the Lamp Room, the Barrel. But the official catacombs, the portions open to tourists, represent less than 1% of the underground network. The rest, the forbidden catacombs, extend far beyond mapped areas, descending to levels where even experienced cataphiles fear to venture. Urban explorers have found chambers filled with artifacts from different eras. German bunkers from World War II, abandoned maintenance equipment, evidence of secret gatherings. Some tunnels connect to the metro system, others supposedly lead to buildings throughout Paris, their entrances sealed or forgotten. The French government officially forbids access to unmapped sections. Police patrol regularly. Fines are substantial. Yet the cataphiles persist, drawn by the forbidden nature of what lies beneath the City of Light. What else is down there? Documents suggest entire sections were sealed during various crises, revolutions, wars, epidemics. What was sealed in? What was sealed away from? Some chambers reportedly contain artwork created by anonymous artists over centuries, galleries seen by handfuls of people, preserved by darkness and secrecy. The bones are the least of what the catacombs hide.